Alright guys, here we are. I'm gonna give y'all 4 basic rules for embroidering small lettering, anything like 3/8 inch down to a 1/4 inch tall on hats, structured hats to be specific. One is that these fancy fonts don't really work. You've got to do extra edits whenever you're gonna use fancy fonts. Swiss is the best font to use. Swiss font is the best font to use whenever you're doing small letters, 3/8 inch or 1/4 inch tall, even 1/2 inch tall. But let's see. I'm going to go ahead and type in. We're doing small letters, alright? So here are going to be the rules that you want to follow whenever you're digitizing for small letters on a structured hat. One is you're going to want to go ahead and increase the spacing. Increase it to 25. That should be good. Might have to go even higher. Let me go ahead and put this down at 0.3 inches. Alright. So I increased my spacing, and of course you want to change your order from left to right to center out. That way it's going to embroider from the center letter out to one side and then the other direction. That's going to make sure you got a straight line on your hat and you don't cause any warping or disforming. That's not one of the rules really. So then what I'm going to do is change my stitch type. My stitch type, I need to change it to bean and keep it at the 3 repeats. If you do 5 repeats, it's going to start to pile up on you. So 3 repeats is good. So I change my stitch type to bean. Number 2, I'm going to go ahead and take this underlay out. You don't need any underlay, especially whenever you're doing small lettering. You really don't need underlay on hats, structured hats in the first place, but that's going to help. And then I think I'm on, what am I on, number 3? Number 2? Probably number 3, percentage. Your push-pull percentage, you're going to want to increase. If you're down at a 1/4 inch, 3/8 inch, 150% value, go ahead and increase it all the way. And this is why you increase the spacing in your lettering, because if I'm at 0 spacing, you see how it's all bunched up like that, especially whenever you are doing that push-pull percentage. And it may look like you're not going to get much space, you're not going to see the middle of that A, or the M's going to look bunched together, but it's not. It's going to stitch out good whenever you do it. If you're on small letters, you'll be just fine. So let's go through that again. The rules: I 1, increase my space. Number 2, change my stitch type from standard to bean. Number 3, I took out my underlay, took that completely out. And then number 4, I increased my push-pull percentage to 150. If you're doing like a 1/2 inch tall, and your letters seem to be sinking into your hat, you can change that to 130 instead of 150 on a 1/2 inch. Sometimes you don't have to change push-pull at all on 1/2 inch tall. It's not really that small of a letter. I like to put it at 150 and it gives a good stitch out. And that is basically it, y'all. That is how I digitize small letters for structured hats. This goes for 3/8, 1/4 inch tall lettering.